This way, boys.
What do you think?
A carousel of goats.
This is how we milk morning and night.
This one is one you can feed your feelings with, really.
Thanks for being patient with me, Dylan.
This is Muriel.
What a cutie. That's not terrible, eh?
That is not terrible.
I'm Nick Benninger. Welcome to Farm to Fork. Farm to Fork is made possible with the generous support of Explore Waterloo Region. For a comprehensive guide on where to eat and what to see and do in the area, visit explorewaterloo.ca. Today, I'm in Bright, Ontario, visiting Greg and Cheryl Haskett. Greg was a third-generation farmer, and Cheryl was a corporate girl. They've been a goat dairy for over a decade.
So in the dairy barn, we milk twice a day, same as a cow dairy.
But to adapt to the changing landscape of Canadian farming, in 2015, they gave their operation a makeover. They created their own line of amazing goat's milk ice cream and opened a country store.
One of the things I really wanted to do is formulate for adult palates.
They're now an agritourism destination that features alpaca walks and micro-cow cuddling.
It was ridiculous for us to think about starting a company. So ridiculous, it was utterly ridiculous.
And they continue to branch out in other areas.
So we're gonna release, come back to all fours. Inhale, we're gonna extend through that right leg and that left arm, reaching out through those fingers and toes, staying strong in towards the core, curling those toes under, slowly lifting up, lifting those hips up towards the sky, drawing the chest forward, pressing down through the heels. And then on an exhale, slowly releasing and coming back down to all fours.
Hey Cheryl, how are you?
Hey Nick, good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Just had a really refreshing yoga class with your beautiful goats.
Wonderful.
What a cool experience. I love that you've repurposed this Kwanzaa hut.
So this was actually my father-in-law's drive-in shed. The actual farm has been in my husband's family since 1967. The entire thing started with a goat dairy. My husband Greg runs that whole operation. And one of the days he said, you know, I'd really love a product from the farm. So I started developing a goat milk ice cream line, which I launched in 2019 into the marketplace. And then, of course, some weird thing happened in 2020. I don't know if you're around for that. And it made it really challenging. So we couldn't sample, we couldn't educate, we couldn't do events. And people kept asking me, can I come to the farm? Can I play with your goats? So we looked at a plan to actually transition our home property into an agritourism facility. I'd love to take you on a tour of the rest.
Oh, I would love that. Can we do that
Yeah,
now?
let's head out.
Awesome.
So this is the facility. We've got our goat yoga space here. We've got our laying hens, our alpacas, but it's time for goat recess. I'm gonna give you this little pellet shaker.
Okay.
Your job is to shake it, take them all the way in without getting taken out at the knees. Come on, everyone. So this is goat recess. So baby goats are called kids. Kids need to go for recess to play. Goats love to climb. And so all of these give them a chance to run, to jump, to climb. Ready? Up we go. Good job. Wow. Well, we're gonna leave them to play in their playground. I wanna introduce you to the alpacas. You're gonna help me with getting them from one pasture to the next pasture. Long arms, and we're gonna say, let's go, boys.
Let's go, boys.
All right, boys.
This way, boys.
So we're gonna sneak through the sheep area so we can get over and maybe peek at some Highland cows. Good girl. Come on, Fiona. Good girl. So these are Highland cows. These girls are just mine. They're never gonna go for beef. I just love them because they're gorgeous. You know you're a real farm girl when you ask for cows instead of jewelry. We have 4 female Highlands. So Claire, her baby Fiona, and then we have Ellie and her baby Toffee. They're quite social cows, and they're the least aggressive cattle there typically are. But they're still cattle, they still have horns, they can still do damage. I started researching Highlands and, you know, these little tiny cows came up. I fell in love, like so many people do. but I have a farm. And so I have the space. This is Muriel.
What a cutie.
She's quite friendly. She loves to be brushed. You gonna give Nick a kiss? She licks my face. I'm thinking about starting a cow spa for microdermabrasion.
I haven't earned her trust quite yet.
Not quite yet. So since the cow kiss didn't work out for you, I have something else in store. Let's take a look.
Right on.
So Nick, welcome to my goat barn. We're gonna have you hoof trimming today. So we're gonna try to catch this little goat. So what we wanna do is go up and under. Sometimes there's a little dirt in there and we can scoop that out. And we're just gonna cut it down the side. If you wanna try this out yourself. We'll start you out small. What do you think?
Looks tender and cute enough for me to work with,
I
yeah.
know. You wanna be nice and gentle. Just like that. All right, perfect.
Cheryl, as cute as these guys are, they're obviously not the milking goats.
No, and nobody wants a milking goat jumping on their back for yoga class. The best person to tell you about the milking herd is my husband, Greg.
I've experienced the farm life. I even trimmed some goat hooves. Now it's time to meet Greg and go milk some goats.
Greg was doing a lot of research. There's a lot of growing demand for goat cheese, and so it looked really great in 2010.
Holy, a carousel of goats.
This is how we milk morning and night. We have about 1,000 goats that we milk every day, twice a day. 2.5 hours per milking.
Per milking, yeah.
So when they enter the carousel, they get feed, and they eat feed as they're going around. And someone then puts on the units,
Yeah.
and then they ride around, and someone takes them off, and then they exit.
So, farms, just like any other business, there's a lot of challenges, a lot of risk.
When COVID happened, after that, there was the war, and that increased our feed prices significantly.
People often don't realize that something happening over there can actually affect, a small family farm here.
And with those increases in costs, our milk price stays the same.
So unfortunately, as of, this coming year, we won't be operating a goat dairy.
We're just looking at opportunities in the market, and I'm a little bit ADD maybe, so
Yeah.
I like the change.
And I think, staying stagnant and staying the same is not realistic.
That's the nature of this industry, and it's just one of the many hurdles you got to find your way through. Speaking of hurdles, you've got a lot of work to do here, so I'm going to get out of your hair and let you get back to it, and I'm going to go eat some ice cream.
Okay,
Awesome.
absolutely.
Thanks a lot.
You
Cheers.
bet. Bye.
So we've got 6 flavors that we launched to the market. I didn't want to be formulating for kids' birthday parties. We wanted the ice cream to really speak for itself and the ingredients to speak for itself. This is our peach and mango puree.
That's really good. Peach right off the top, and then you get some of that mango, and then the goat's milk really takes over.
So this, of course, is our vanilla bean lavender. This is our top seller. You'll maybe see why.
Oh, that's really good. I thought with the lavender it would be stronger, but it's really well blended with the vanilla.
This one is one you can feed your feelings with, really. Our Merlot wine and dark chocolate.
Yeah, the wine is there, but just that really pure, rich dark chocolate, that's fantastic.
Thank you.
To taste my way through an entire ice cream flight was quite the treat. That peach mango tango, it's got a personality all of its own. I could see how it'll really work with my dish. I've decided that I'm going to make waffles with a few fun accoutrements, and I'm going to use that mango tango ice cream. We're going to burn this whole pineapple. We're just going to throw it in the fire. Going to throw some butter and some milk in a pan. Now we'll get our dry ingredients together. White sugar, salt, baking powder, and flour. We're going to do some maple candied bacon. It's very cliche, but it's very delicious. We're just going to crack 8 of these eggs into a bowl here. We'll give those guys a little bit of a whisk here. Just some vanilla extract. Keep mixing. So now we'll just incorporate our milk and butter into our eggs. Now, I'm gonna put my dry ingredients in here. Once you're at a stage where it's pretty well mixed, but there's a few lumps, let it settle. Let's consider toasting our coconut. Our bacon is looking ready for syrup. You basically want that syrup to caramelize So we'll just take that off here. I think our pineapple is burnt enough. So we're just cutting away this burnt exterior. We'll just cut ourselves some nice slices here. Then we'll head over to our flat top. Now let's make some waffles. I'm just gonna pour a little bit of whiskey on the pineapple. Oh yeah. Our waffles are done. I wanna just layer in some of our pineapple here, icing sugar, toasted coconut here, and of course our maple candied bacon. Oh, maple candied bacon is good. And the final touch for some color and some flavor is just some basil. All we need to finish this off is our ice cream, and lo and behold, here it is.
I've got it for you.
Wonderful. So I have made waffles over the fire. We've got some candied bacon, some charred pineapple that we finished off with a little bit of whiskey, some toasted coconut, some beautiful fresh basil, and this mango tango ice cream. I'm just gonna do my best to divvy this out without making a total mess and make sure everybody
Good
gets
luck.
a little bit of something. Pineapple, bacon, basil, roly-poly ice cream here. All right, guys, we'll dig in. I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed myself on your farm today.
Thanks to
Thank
the
you.
chef.
Oh my.
That's not terrible, eh?
No.
That is
no.
not terrible. That is quite lovely.
I tried to have fun because, you know, if there's one thing that you guys seem to do here and promote, it's having fun.
Yeah, the ice cream's great.
It is, though. Well, guys, thank you so much for having me today. It was an utterly ridiculous day. Overall, I just had a fantastic time, and I want to thank you guys for making me feel part of the crew. And I just loved it, and I'd love to come back anytime. So.
Well, we so loved having you, and you fed us.
Right on.
Which is the best part of the end of the day.
Awesome. Well, it's the least I can do. Cheers,
Thank you.
guys. Thanks.
Cheers.